Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Shwartznwalder with this week's vlog, and today it's going to be pretty simple and straightforward. It's actually what I was wanting to do last week, but decided not to do. Basically, there's just going to be some channel updates, but also I want to talk about games that I play on the side that you guys don't see me, that I probably never will put on my channel. I don't know, maybe I will at some point, but as of right now, there are no plans to do it. And I am wanting to let all of you guys know because, one, they're all pretty cheap right now, and two, they're just awesome. So, without further ado, I actually wrote them down on my little notepad here because I tend to forget things because I am silly like that. First off, by Telltale Games, actually two games, you have The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead. Now, I know there's a couple of different Walking Deads. This is the one by Telltale Games, and you can actually pick it up. I think you can get it on PC. I don't know if you can get it on any console other than Xbox, but I know that they're outstanding. You pay like a per season thing, depending on how many you get. It's cheap. But one thing that's really awesome, I've never seen a game like this before, and the way I'm going to explain it, it's going to sound like something you've probably heard in other games before, but it really isn't. One, the art style in those games is just awesome. And that's something, if you've watched my other videos, you know that art style is like a big thing for me. It's very immersive. And it's a decision-based game. You don't really have control necessarily of everything that's going on. Basically, you go to a scene, and you'll be talking to various characters, and how you interact with them determines like their ideas and opinions of you. And I know a lot of games say that, like, oh, if you have to make the right choices and you'll get there'll be consequences, and you basically either have to do all of the right choices or all of the evil choices in order for things to work out. If you try to, like, flip in between, sometimes things go weird. This is the game where you don't really know if the good option is the best option. For example, in The Walking Dead, I don't really think this would be a spoiler, but you're taking care of a kid. And there are parts in the game where you have to decide, are you going to try to preserve her innocence? Or are you going to, I don't know, show her what just happened to all these people that got eaten by zombies, because she needs to know what the world is like now. And that's how I've only played through them once. I plan on playing through them again to make different choices, but I tried to be as neutral good as I could. So I don't really know how the other ones will play out, but really awesome games, outstanding, highly rated. I actually regretted putting them off for so long, but anyway, on to the next game. We have Borderlands. Now, you guys already know that I love Borderlands. I mean, I've already had a vlog, specifically, my loot chests is up here. I've already had a vlog specifically about how they're my favorite company. And I don't know how much the game has gone down at this point, but for those of you who have never played Borderlands, or you've, like, watched a gameplay of it and, like, a person just running around solo picking up stuff, trust me, the game, especially if you play it with friends, is amazing. Like, I probably dropped more time into that game than any other game I've ever played. I mean, most of the time I'm playing with my brother, but I play with other people from time to time as well. I haven't played it much in a while just because my internet's kind of wonky right now. And the people I tend to play with, it has, like, connection issues, but Borderlands is a really, really awesome game. It's very satirical, a lot of jokes being made on, like, pop culture and things like that, and it's a very in-your-face type of experience. And there's really, the biggest thing I like about it the most, though, is there's so much loot. There's always something better. Even when you are max level and you have, like, all these really awesome guns, there's always something you can do that makes it better. And one thing I really like that they added is there are these challenges in the game that every time you create a character, they can get all the challenges again. And as you get the challenges, you get these things called badass tokens, which you can use to give very small boosts to all of your, like, granted you can only pick one stat per token, but you can increase all your stats, your health, your speed, your shields, things like that. And it, like, granted, it's very small amounts, but it saves across all characters. So you can keep starting new games, which is really awesome because there's no telling what kind of guns you're going to find, and you have the different classes which offer different types of play. But at the same time, you're constantly getting stronger. You can always, like, you can never be, like, 100% as strong, there is no stronger. That never comes. You can always get stronger, and that's something I really like when it comes to games, is, it's one of the reasons why, I'm not going to mention it until the next thing, but I really like games to where, you can still get more and more and more powerful. It just takes a really, really long time. That's why it's not so, like, overbalanced, where you just go in and you're like, 2 seconds, oh yeah, I'm super epic powerful. There are a lot of games that make that mistake, where you just kind of go in, you spend, like, maybe an hour doing side missions, and then you're so strong the rest of the game is just a breeze. Borderlands does a very good job, because you can play on normal, where the enemies are still fairly easy to kill even at your level. Then you have Vault Hunter, and it's one of those things where they kind of catch you by surprise. It's kind of a challenge, even if they're, at the same level. And then there's True Vault Hunter, where it doesn't matter if they're your level. If they're your level, it's like they're 10 levels over you. You still get down in, like, just a few hits and things like that, unless you keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger and spec your stuff out to be able to heal and all that good stuff. But moving right along, the next one I wanted to talk about is, y'all probably saw my 100 subscriber special. If you didn't, you ought to go watch it, because that game that I played was really funny, called Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Now, that game was built off of Far Cry 3, and even though Far Cry, I did play Blood Dragon, so I'm not specifically talking about that, I'm actually talking about Far Cry 3. If you guys haven't played it, that game is awesome. It's just so polished, so well done. I very rarely ran into bugs, and compared to the previous Far Cry games, it was just so much better, in my opinion. Now, Far Cry 2, I played it. It was, I liked it, but it was kind of annoying because there were certain aspects. It's like, oh, you have malaria. You have to take pills every 5 seconds or you're gonna die. And then there was the whole, like, no matter where you went or what you did, everyone was always shooting at you, even if you were helping them, and that was kind of annoying. But Far Cry 3 was really, really good. It's sort of an open world game. I'm going to go ahead and call it an open world game, because you can kind of take things at your own pace, but at the same time you have to advance through the story in order to get better upgrades and stuff like that. And then you can, like, take bases and stuff, and wildlife is actually pretty dangerous in this game. I've been killed so many times by, like, tigers sneaking up on me as I'm just like, hey, I'm being all sneaky, coming up to a base, and then all of a sudden I just hear this, that's not what a tiger sounds like, but the insert tiger noise there. And so then I turn around and there's a tiger just like, hey buddy, I'm coming to eat your face off. And yeah, so Far Cry 3, really awesome game. Another game that I almost accidentally started talking about earlier was RuneScape. That's actually a game on the PC. It was, I played it when it first came out, when it was just like a browser flash game, and it's an MMO, but the difference, like, I'm betting there are other MMOs out there like this, but I have never seen any like this. And RuneScape is really awesome in the fact that you can literally max out every single skill. And I'm not even joking. There is no, like, pick a class. You get to choose what you look like, and then you just play the game. You can go questing, you can, which, standard MMOs, you get to choose what you want to do, but in this MMO, you aren't restricted to something specific. Now, don't get me wrong, it takes forever to level your stats unless you just sit there and grind and grind and grind and grind and grind. But even then, that would still take a really, really long time. And there's just so much to do. I played the game back when it used to just be like a free game, and then members were essentially just donating to try to help out. And the people that Jagex, the people that run the game, do an outstanding job. I actually started paying for a membership, and I kind of play RuneScape off and on. Typically I get into these, like, moods where I'm just like, I gotta play it for, like, the next week. But I pay for a membership even when I'm not playing it, and it's just because they do an awesome job. You know, they're very involved with their game. They're always adding in, like, really cool stuff. And if you don't believe me, you ought to see, just go, I'm sure someone will have videos of what RuneScape used to look like and what it is now. Like, it's just ridiculous. And the really neat thing is, people, anytime a game comes out, anytime a new iteration of a game comes out, or it has like a lot of really impressive updates, you always have people screaming for how things used to be. They want things to go back to the old way because now with the new way they have to learn new things, and they don't like that. I know that's not really the same for everyone, but that's kind of my opinion. I personally don't like it when people complain about new features, but the point is, they actually went and made servers with all of the old stuff in it, so people can go and create an account on there, and so they can play either way, with the new stuff or with the old stuff, and I thought that was really cool of them. I'm not going to play on the old stuff. I played way back when, and the new stuff makes the game just so much more fun, in my opinion. But anyway, there is... the next two I actually think I might be doing on my channel. I haven't decided yet, because I'm still doing Tomb Raider and Thief. Once I'm done with Tomb Raider and Thief, I have to decide what my next long Let's Play is going to be. And it's either going to be one of two games. Red Faction Guerrilla, which is actually a fairly old game, but you can probably get it for dirt cheap. Red Faction Guerrilla is an outstanding game. And I don't know, I can't... It's hard to describe how awesome it is. And most of it is because of how great the destructible environment is. I'm not gonna lie and say that it has like the most outstanding storyline I've ever played. I mean, the storyline's alright, but the gameplay is very smooth. There are a lot of really cool concepts. It's an open world game, and you can destroy literally everything, with the exception of like the ground. And I don't mean like, yes, in Battlefield, I haven't played Battlefield 4, but I know like in all the other Battlefields it is very destructible, which it is. I like that about Battlefield. But not everything is destructible. In this game, when I say everything is destructible, you can take a two-handed hammer and just demolish a skyscraper into a pile of rubble on the ground. So, and then there's also some other things like, you know, you can get like nukes and stuff to blow things up, and all kinds of really awesome stuff in that game. And I think that might be my next Let's Play, because it's I played it so much that I know that I can make it a pretty I can get a good chunk of the game in without having to use up too much time. So I'm probably going to do that one next. But the next game I wanted to mention was Metro 2033, and Metro Last Light. It's made by, I believe, a Ukrainian dev team. I wish I could remember their names. I could have looked it up on the game itself before this video, but like I said, I tend to do stupid things from time to time. But Metro. Now this game is very different. I will say that the second Metro made a lot of improvements that the first one was kind of lacking, that made the game a lot more entertaining in my opinion. But the first one is really awesome, and the reason why I like it is because of its story. Now, the thing you have to understand is this is based off of a book that was written by a Russian author, and it was originally made in Russian. I currently have the Metro 2033 book. I've been trying to get the second one in English, but I haven't had any luck. I accidentally got one in German, which doesn't really help me because I can't speak German. Anyway, I will say the game is very loosely based off of the book, and that I don't really blame them for that, because the book is more about surviving and all of the stuff that happens to the main character, Artyom. And there isn't so much in the way of combat. It's more of a realistic, it's very gritty, you know, things always seem to go bad type of situation. Whereas in the game, they want to add in more action. But it's still, you know, I really like the character interactions, despite the fact that you tend to be by yourself most of the time. It's a pseudo-horror game. I mean, there are a lot of horror games out there that are a lot scarier. I don't really think that's what they were going for, but you're in a metro after like a whole bunch of nukes annihilated everything on the surface, and you're, you know, obviously Russian, and there are all kinds of crazy things in the metro when you're trying to travel in between towns which exist, you know, throughout the station. You know, sometimes you'll get to one and it's been raided by bandits and everyone's dead except for like a few bandits that are left. Sometimes you get there and everything's just great. Everything's fine. You can buy some stuff. And then the next one, maybe everyone got killed by monsters and you don't know if the monsters are still there. You know, it's a first-person shooter. The second one kind of continues the story, and I think it kind of gets back onto what the book was more about. But again, really love the games. I probably will be doing playthroughs of those later at some point, but it's probably going to be really far down the road. But anyway, I could sit here and talk all day about all the games that I really love. Maybe at some point I might do another one of these vlogs where I'm just like, here's some games that you should get because of how awesome they are. But for now, I'm going to leave it at that because we're approaching, you know, almost the 20-minute mark. So as far as channel updates, past 200 subscribers, which is awesome. I was not expecting to hit it that fast. I know that a lot of people have gotten to my channel from Apox, so don't worry. I know I haven't done one in a while, but that's because I was planning a special video today on Apox, but unfortunately, due to some of the patch issues, it's getting postponed. But I will still be doing it. In the meantime, I think I'm getting with Dog Monkey. I think early this week we should be doing another Apox, and I think we're actually going to use guns this time. And by I think, I mean we will use guns this time. It won't be just us running around with hatchets and whatnot, and all that good stuff. So be looking forward to more of that. Now, as far as my 250 subscriber mark, it's coming up really fast. A lot faster than I could have anticipated. So here's what I'm going to do. I've been thinking of a good video to do, and I thought it would be a cool idea if over the next however many days it takes up until 250, I will from time to time get on and just invite subscribers who friend me into games and be like, hey, do you want to play a game? Doesn't matter, as long as I have the game, I'm willing to play it. Now I know today I was playing with some people. So if you're watching this, you know, I know some of y'all wanted to like play Minecraft and stuff, which I'll be down for later. Just today I was just kind of like taking it easy and all that good stuff. But basically we'll play, I'll record, and then when it comes to the 250, I'm going to take all of the footage. I'm going to try to put as many of you guys in there as I can and post a big old thank you video for supporting the channel and all that good stuff. You know, hopefully that, you know, I'm just trying to, I want to show my appreciation for everything that y'all have been doing for me. So be looking out for that. I know a lot of you guys have been sending me requests, and if I don't exactly, you know, I'll accept the friend request, but I'm pretty busy most of the time. So if I happen to miss a message or something, it doesn't mean I'm just ignoring you. It just means that I'm either doing something else, and I probably didn't see your message, because if I see your message, I will at least send something back saying, hey, yeah, I can't right now. But even if I have my Xbox on, a lot of times, because as you can see, my Xbox is behind me, if I'm working on my computer, I usually leave my Xbox on, and so I don't notice that I get messages and all that good stuff. But anyway, be on the lookout for that. Still have that special video I mentioned with Apox, and obviously me and Dog Monkey got some plans and schemes in the works. So hope you guys are liking Scott Pilgrim and all that good stuff. I appreciate you watching and supporting the channel as always, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.